Welcome to your daily astrology horoscope for May 23rd, which is a Sunday. Today, Saturn is going retrograde, Jupiter has moved on to 1 degree, and Uranus has hit 12 degrees. We will also see the moon today trine Mercury and square Pluto. There's a lot to talk about, but before we begin, do hit the subscribe button. All right, so the first thing that I want to talk about today is the moon trine Mercury. Okay, I'll put this on the chart for you to see. Mercury is here and the moon is here in the sign of Libra, and they are making a 120-degree angle, which is positive. And very simply put, this is our emotions and mind falling in sync. Mentally and emotionally, we are at one level. And that's pretty much what it is. And it can also be that we are feeling very positive about some communication, about our day-to-day routine, about our diet, about our health, about our job. That's what this means. Okay, so I'm going to move on now. And I do want to mention that Jupiter is still in a square with the sun. Jupiter is at 0 degrees of Pisces and the sun's at 2 degrees, and they've been in a square for the past 2-3 days. And this is a lot of energy because Jupiter is very big. It expands anything it touches, and in this case it's expanding the sun. The sun is our identity, it's our ego also. So this can be a lot of ego. This can also be a lot of energy to get things done, and this is a lot of energy to get things done and change, because these two planets are in mutable signs. Okay, so that energy is still on. All right, now the next thing that I want to talk about happens at 2 p.m. So I'm going to move the chart up to that, about 2 p.m. and it is the moon will square Pluto, 90-degree angle. Squares always require adjustment, change, overcoming obstacles, because it represents friction. Something's not working, there is some obstacle, there is a challenge that you will need to face and resolve. And in this case, it happens to be connected to our emotions, specifically relationships. And we will need to either end some sort of pattern in relationships, end some sort of thinking when it comes to relationships, or end how we are in a particular relationships, or transform, because with an ending comes a beginning. So we transform. It may also be we may need to heal something regarding a particular relationship. Okay, that happens at 2 p.m. and after this, soon after this, the moon will trine Jupiter. Okay, this happens at night actually, so 10 p.m. I'm going to move up the chart. And okay, let me actually move back, because before it trines Jupiter, the moon will change signs. Okay, as you can see on the chart here, the moon has changed signs. It's entered the sign Scorpio. Now the moon changes signs every 2.5 days, and when it changes signs, the energy in our life shifts. For the past 2.5 days, we've been focused on relationships. That's what we have been focused on. And now we are focused on what? We're going to be focused on finding out the truth, digging deeper, going within. We're going to be focused on transforming, healing, catharsis, ending old things, beginning new things. And we will also be focused on intimacy. Okay, because that's all Scorpio. And as soon as it enters Scorpio, it enters at about 8 p.m. Pacific time. Soon after that, at 10 p.m., it will trine Jupiter. Okay, moon's here, Jupiter is here. They are making a 120-degree angle, and they're in water signs. This is extremely positive feeling about our emotions. Perhaps in the day at about 2 p.m., when the moon and Pluto was squaring, we made that emotional adjustment, that emotional change connected to our relationships. And that by 10 p.m. at night will make us feel very positive. Emotionally, we'll feel good. Maybe we've forgiven someone, and now we're feeling light. It could be something as simple as that. So that's also what is happening. And let me mention before that Jupiter has hit 1 degrees. This is forward movement in our life. When a big planet like Jupiter, a slow moving planet like Jupiter, it takes 12 years to go take one circle of this. So it's a slow moving planet, and when it moves a degree, we see forward progress in our lives. Similarly, Uranus here has hit 12 degrees today, and Uranus takes 84 years to go around this circle. So it's an extremely, extremely slow moving energy. And when it moves a degree ahead, we see forward movement in our lives. So we are seeing forward movement. I will talk about Saturn retrograde towards the end of the video because that's the highlight, that is the event of today. But before that, I wanted to get to this. All right. And the next thing that I want to talk about before I talk about Saturn retrograde is that Venus and Mars are semi-sextiling. They are not exact, they will not come exact today, but they're almost there. And what is this energy? This energy is drive, courage, willpower, action towards a relationship, finances, projects, self-worth, values. This is what this energy is about, simply put. Okay? And now let's talk about Saturn retrograde. So Saturn has turned red. You can see all the other planets that are direct are in black, right? Now Saturn has turned red, and which means it has gone retrograde. This is the second major planet to go retrograde after Pluto. Pluto is right here. It went retrograde on 27th April. And what does it mean when a planet goes retrograde? It means that from the Earth's perspective, it appears the planet is moving backwards. It doesn't actually move backwards, but it appears to be so. And what does this mean for us? It means that when Saturn is direct, we are forced to work, we are forced to forge our path, we are forced to forge karma, so to speak. And when it goes retrograde, the pressure for that direct forging your path eases off. Now we're not forging our path anymore. Pressure's lifted off, and we start to see rewards for the work that we have put in while the planet was direct. And in this case, Saturn has been direct since October of 2020. So since then, we worked in certain areas of our lives, different depending on your rising sign and sun sign. And you can watch my weekly horoscope video to know what Saturn retrograde means for your sun sign and rising sign, and I'll put the link in the description. But just know that we've been working very hard on certain aspects in our lives depending on our sun and rising sign. And now when Saturn goes retrograde, we will start to see the rewards. Pressure will ease off. And that happens today, and it will stay retrograde till October 10th of 2021. So it's a decent few months that we're going to be in this energy. And retrogrades also mean that things start to slow down in the sense that active, I need to do this, I need to do this, I need to do this, slows down. And now we start to, okay, I did this and now the reward's coming. I did this and now the reward's coming. Or I didn't do this and I should have done it. I regret not doing that. So that's the energy we are getting into. And before I end the video, I do want to mention that there is an eclipse on May 26th. We are building into that energy. It's already May 23rd. So in 2 days' time, we will be in an eclipse. I will talk about it in my eclipse video. And however, if you want a brief on what the eclipse will mean for your sun sign or rising sign, you can watch my weekly horoscope video, and like I said, I'll put the link in the description below. And Jupiter has also changed signs. It changed signs on May 13th. It's in the sign of Pisces after 12 years. And Jupiter gives gifts. It brings with it lessons to know what it means for your sun sign, rising sign. Again, you can watch my video on Jupiter and Pisces. I'll put the link in the description. And the last thing that I want to mention is that Saturn and Uranus are going to square again exact. They have been in the square, so to speak, all year. They will be in the square all year, but the square will come exact, I believe, on June 14th, around then, June sometime. So we are approaching that energy. And if you can see on the chart here, Saturn is at 13, Uranus is at 12, 1 degree orb. Okay, that's not much. And soon they will square exact, and this energy is going to be very, very intense. Okay. Now I'm going to give you a brief background on what's been happening in the astrology for the past year or so, which I do in every video. So now, if you've seen this before, you can put this video off. There's nothing new for you. If you haven't, I urge you to watch this at least once to get some context. Okay. So the first thing is that Uranus and the North Node are semi-sextiling. Our goals are going to be unconventional and unexpected this year. They have been for the past month or so. Second thing is that Chiron and the North Node are in a sextile. As we move towards our goals, we are going to heal our identity, and these goals and this healing will be unexpected because Uranus is making angles with both these planets. Okay. The next thing is that Saturn and Chiron are in a sextile. So around Feb, we started to take a decision that would heal us. And by the end of the year, that decision or that something would be tangible and that will heal us. The next thing is the theme of the year, and I just spoke about this, Saturn square Uranus. I didn't tell you what this energy is. So this energy is all about getting rid of old ways of being, getting rid of anything that's old and embracing the new. It's also embracing your authentic self, who you are on the inside, who you truly are, and not who you think you should be. Okay. Next thing is the Jupiter Saturn conjunction. They met up in December of 2020. They meet up once in 20 years. And in December of 2020, they started a new 20-year cycle that'll stay with us till 2040. We will lay the foundation for this cycle in the next 2 years. And the second last thing is the Saturn Pluto conjunction. They met up in Jan of 2020. And these planets meet up once in like 33 to 38 years. And when they meet up, it's a big, big deal. So in Jan of 2020, they ended a cycle that started for us in 1982. So something in your life connected to 1982 would have ended. Now, if you weren't born then it would have been after that, something in your life that started. And in Jan of 2020, the cycle changed our material reality completely. We will be in this energy till 2053, till these two planets meet again in the sign of Pisces. And the last thing that I want to talk about are the nodes. The North Node is at 10 degrees of Gemini, and the South Node is at 10 degrees of Sag. And they were in the same placement in Gemini and Sag between 2001 and 2003. And now, whatever you started back then, or some themes, events, people, situations that happened to you around 2001 and 2003, will come back into your life for closure, for review, for building on those things. Okay. And the nodes have been here since May of 2020. They will stay here for quite some more time. Okay. So that's all from me, and do hit the subscribe button, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a great Sunday. Bye.